Hi, boys and girls. Mrs. Freeland here. Oh, I know you've been busy working on your stories, making them better by making revisions, adding words, adding flaps with sentences, maybe adding new endings, taking things out that don't fit. So, today, what we're going to do is I'm going to actually give you kind of a secret code you can use in your writing. And so, it's kind of a writer's workshop code that we're going to use. So sometimes when we read stories, we're reading through and we think about a part we'd like to improve or make better, but we don't want to take all that time right then to write it out. We would just want to read through the whole story and get ideas for how we want to improve it. We're going to use some little symbols. And here's the symbols that we're going to use. If we want to add words, we're going to do a plus. If we want to take words out, we're going to add an X. If we want to add dialogue and people talking, we're going to put quotation marks. And if we want to add one person speaking or what they're thinking, we're going to add a bubble, a speech bubble. So I'm going to go back to my story about the girl getting lost and show you how I'm going to add some of those to my story. I'm not going to take time to make all the changes. I'm just putting a sticky note with those symbols of where I think I want to add something or change it. Go. So, boys and girls, here's my story. So now I'm going to go through it thinking, do I want to add something? Do I want to take something out? Do I want to add people talking? And that's what's going to be on my mind as I'm reading my story. Once we were at a football game when a family realized a little girl was missing. You know what? I think I'm going to add a part because someone came up and told us that happened. So I'm going to do a plus. Because this is where I might want to do a flap. And, oops, I did the wrong side of the sticky note. There we go. And I might want to add something in there. So do you see how I just put the plus in my story? I didn't take time to write it. She had gone to the stand to buy a pop for her dad. No one could find her. Her dad remembered that he always bought his pop at the gas station. Finally, her dad went back to the gas station. She had walked there all alone to buy the pop. I'm going to add somebody talking right at the end because this is where someone comes up and tells us that she was okay and that the dad found her. So, and maybe at the end, I want to end my story with what I think about it. So I'm going to add one of those thought bubbles or speech bubbles. That I'm going to say that, it's easy to have your kids go do something and have them be confused, right? It's easy to have parents make mistakes, don't they? So here we go. Do you see how when I read my story, I used those symbols that I did on this page, the adding the takeaways? I really didn't take anything away. I added maybe talking and some thoughts. You don't have to add all those things, but if you find a good spot for those to fit in, you might want to add those. So I use sticky notes that I can go back later and remember the spot where I wanted to add things during writer's workshop time. Right, boys and girls, do you see how I just had that little tool? And then when I go back and work on this, I know what I want to do to make my story better. And then maybe I want to add in some flaps, right, to add those thoughts and people talking. Right, boys and girls, I'm sure you're great at using those fix-up tools today. So you use sticky notes to add those little symbols in to your stories. All right, have a great day writing.